All the guns you'll be seeing today are available on solware.co.uk, based in Tamworth. Hello, it's test and review day for Hatsan Bullboss. I'm going to be quite honest with you with this one. It won with the Hades pellets. I've been trying to get this settled in to 0 and I'm having no fun whatsoever with the gun at all. I have a feeling that this may be the first gun we ever put through our test and fail. I may be wrong, but it's not on the button as what you would expect it. If it does continue this way, I may take it off for a bit and try and match it with another pellet. Obviously I've put it through the JSB match Diablo test where I've used all the JSB range. It may be that this needs a different kind of pellet to match to it, but we're going to give it a go with what it won, because we've got to be fair to all the other guns. They go through the same type of test and they get a pellet that matches them. So we'll give it its test and review today with the pellet that it won with, which was the JSB Hades. Now, if you're new to the channel and you've never seen this before, we call this the 135 test for accuracy, because that's the maximum points you can score is 135. I've got 2 targets up the top of the garden there at the moment. The first one's got 5 small targets on. You need to get 5 shots in the red, they'll get you 50 points. The second target, you need to get 5 shots inside the 10 for another 50 points. Then we swap over to our third card, which is called the rings. The top row of rings, there's 4 of those and they're worth 5 points each. And then we have what's called the bonus shot, which is a shot that's just slightly bigger than a pellet, and that's worth 15. That will score you if you hit every one of those 135. After we've done that, we'll put it over the chronograph, see what it's pushing out power wise, and then I'll give it a review and tell you exactly what I think of the gun. Without any more being said, let's start with the action. Let's get it out there. Okay then, I've said that this could be the first gun to fail. I hope it proves me wrong, I really do, because it's a likeable gun this is. It's just that the accuracy with these Hades isn't what I thought it would be, and yet the Hades was the pellet that won with it. So here we go, first shot. Well, that's not too bad, that's okay. And again. That one's a bit low. That one's okay though. And that one's okay, so he didn't do too badly. We go over to card 2. Come on, little bull boss, keep going. One more for a full house in this one. That'll do. So he's not done as bad as we thought. I'll count those scores up and we'll get it set up for round 3. Well, 97 scored so far, so that isn't too bad. He still has a chance of passing this test. He needs 110 points to pass, and he's got a chance of getting that. So we're in the red rings, top row, here we go. That's good. That's good. That's not. Come on, one more and you passed. Oh, I think he needs the bonus to pass. And he's missed that too. So he does fail, but it's only on a couple of points. He hits a 107. I'm just going to check the other ones, but I'm sure it's a fail. Just a moment. Yes, it's a 107 scored, so it's failed for an accuracy test, but that could be down to the pellet that it's matched with. I will have a play about with it, see if I can find a better pellet to match with it before it goes into our battle league. But now we'll put it over our chronograph. Let's see what kind of power it's pushing out. Okay, let's test this gun out now for its velocity and power. First shot, here we go. 169. Shot 2. 169. Shot 3. 170. Shot 4. 169. And the last one. And there you go, last shot out, 170. So I think there was 3 170s and 2 169s, so I'll give it a 170. Well, I can tell you after that, the projectile weight that we used was 15.89 because it's the JSB Hades in 2.2. The meters per second when put to feet per second was 5.57. That gave us a power output of 10.59 and a joules of 14.85. So it's just below the 11 foot-pound limit, but that's okay. Now, before I finish this video today, I'm going to try a different pellet in this gun and see whether I can get some better results, because I don't want this to stop with the pellet that it's got and not do very well. So if you bear with me a little while here, I'm going to see whether I can tune this in to go a little bit better. Okay then, well, what do we think of our Hatsan Bullboss? Well, I'm going to be quite honest with you, I'm not much of a fan. Number one, I've only just been trying to tune this in to find a better pellet for it. As you know, we shriddled. Where you grip it here, you can see that there rubs on your thumb and it leaves a bit of a welt. Now I've only took probably 100 shots or so with this to try and tune it in, and yeah, if that's after 100 shots, if you're on a busy day, that's going to irritate the shit out of you, trust me on it. We've ended up in the end with Aeron Diablo Field heavies on this. It seemed to suit heavy pellets better, so that's what it'll be matched with when it goes into the Battle League. All in all, with this gun, what the main problem is, it does seem to be its accuracy. I'll put it over the chronograph. As you know, it was all within 1 metre of each other, so there's no problem with the valve there. One thing I have had a hell of a lot with this, I've cleaned the barrel 3 times. Every time I seem to put a cloth through it, it is absolutely caked in grease. Now, whether when this gun was built in the factory there was a lot of grease inside the actual tube of air that's in there, I don't know, and it's coming through with the air now and it's pumping itself into the barrel. I don't know. It's hard to explain how the barrel can keep getting that dirty. This gun, as I say, has probably done maximum 200 shots since it's been bought now, and so having to clean it 3 times and it's dirty every time you do it is unbelievable. Now, either there's grease inside the gun somewhere that is getting actually into the barrel from either one of the working mechanisms, or as I say, it can only be coming out of the canister tube. So where the answer to that is, I don't know. I'm hoping it stops and I'm hoping it gets better, but it does cause the accuracy one hell of a problem because it's always shooting down a dirty barrel. Doesn't matter how much you clean it. I have just cleaned it again. All the stuff is still out from where I cleaned it, and even though this is the 3rd time I've cleaned, bear in mind 200 shots, that's all it's done. That was the first paper again that I took out today. As you can see, still filthy, and that's grease. You can see it's grease, so God knows where it's coming from. I'm not the kind of person who puts grease on the mechanisms of these. The only thing that I do use is silicone grease, and I'll only use that on like some of the operating mechanisms and nothing anywhere near the barrel. So where that's come from, I just don't know. As I say, it's racking my brains to think where it might come from. But that does seem to be the problem with the accuracy with this gun. Now, this is a strange gun. This is the first gun PCP that I've ever took from the Sportsman Gun Centre instead of using our own people that I've always used, which is either Solware or DAI. Now, Sportsman Gun Centre, the only reason I had this gun, I went away for my birthday and I thought I'd pick one up while I was in Devon again. I do get on really well with the people down there at Sportsman Gun Centre, and they have offered to pick it back up, but I've tried my hardest to persevere with it, so you know, you get a true reality feeling of what it's like to own this gun. The trigger on this I find quite heavy. I believe it is adjustable. It may be something that I have to look into. The cocking mechanism as well seems to drag on the plastic on the outer there. It's not really a well put together gun in my experience with it anyway. I don't know if you can hear this. That's the drag. Just as you pull the clocking lever out, it drags on the plastic and you can hear it dragging. It's not a good sensation. Also, the cocking arm on this is left, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's left too close to the gun, and obviously you can't really get it. It's hard to grip. You could do with having this bent a little bit further out so it's easier to get at. But Hatsan, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to do that, and when you do grab it, it is hard to grip. It could do with actually the cocking arm being bent further out to the side to make it easier to cock, but they didn't bother with that. The QE system on this, I don't think's that quiet. I've got to be honest with you. It could do with being a little bit. I wish there was some way that you could put your own silencer on it anyway and take that QE system away. But as you can see, it's all moulded into the shroud, so there's no way of changing that over. I've got no doubt there is a shroud you can buy that you can fit your own to. But would you want to spend any more money on a gun that really at the minute isn't performing as it should do anyway? The only thing I'm hoping with this gun, as I say, I do crack it, I do beat it, and I do get it shooting somewhere where it should be. At the moment, this one is going to be easy pickings for the other gun, I think, in the Airgun Battle League. And it's a shame because it is a nice looking gun. This is all like a polymer stuff. And it's lovely. It's very, very grippy. It's fantastic for knocking around on the farm with, because as I say, you're not going to cause any damage to it. It's mainly polymer. You've got a nice cheek riser there. You've got a picket in it, or you've got the choice of dovetail on there if you want to, with your scope, how it's made. Safety is there, and you have to take it off and on with every cock of the rifle. It's Hatsan have this thing where, like Walther, every time you cock the gun, the automatic safety comes on straight away. Personally, not a massive fan of it. If you are, you are, but personally to me, it's just another waste of time to get the, you know, when you might need a follow-up quick shot and you've lost a few seconds just messing around with that safety to me. If you want a safety catch on, you know where it is, you'll switch it on yourself without any problems. But you know, I understand like it's for the element of safety, but it's really not for me. I don't like these automatic safeties at all. I'm finding I'm getting about 60 to 70 shots out of this in 2.2, which I thought I'd get more, to be honest with you, but that's about all you're getting. It's not massively powerful. When we tested over the chronograph, it's just underneath 11 foot-pounds. It's passable. We say anything over 10.5's alright, but you know, it's not great. Comes with 2 metal magazines, which are like this 10 shot. Again, most guns now come with 12 or 14 really, so it's a bit low, but yeah, that's what you're getting with this gun. All in all, I'm not a very happy bunny with the gun, as you can probably see. But what you want me to do on this channel is you want me to give you honesty, and honesty is, this is the first gun that I've had in a while where I've thought to myself, I could pull my hair out with you. You really do demand bouncing, and it's a shame because I say it is a nice looking gun, but I just can't seem to get the better of this gun. I can't really get to sort it out. 1 minute I seem to have it on 0 perfect, next shot it can be an inch or so away, and I don't know if it's due to whatever if it's coming out of the, say, if it's coming out the cylinder here or where it's coming from, but there is grease coming into the barrel somewhere and I don't know where it's coming from. It's a very, very strange thing. I've never cleaned a barrel 3 times in 200 shots, but you know, that's what it's requiring, to trying to get it somewhere near. So I'm going to end it there with an unhappy face on and say this is the Hatsan Bullboss, and I'm not a massive fan unless it can do something to override me and, you know, get back into me good books, but at the moment it's not very good at all. Design wise, accuracy wise, it's just not, you know, there could have been a lot more thought gone into this gun, and Hatsan are usually really, really good, to be fair, but this, as I say, that cocking lever could do with being another 1/2 inch to 1 inch out from the forestock of the gun, so it's easier to cock. It's as rough as anything to cock. You can feel it's dragging on the plastic when you pull it. It's just really, you know, it just feels like a Friday afternoon gun to me, to be fair, and yeah, it's not overawed me at all. But I'm going to leave it there. It's Hatsan Bullboss. Would I go buy one? It's going to be the first time I've ever said this, and I'd say no. I wouldn't bother. I'm sure I've just got a Friday afternoon gun with the accuracy, and that there probably is more accurate guns out there. But just for the design alone and the, you know, the little four balls that it's got, as I say, the rubbing on your thumb knuckle when you're shooting the gun, it's also quite a heavy gun. So I'd say no. Yeah, bit of a shock there, I suppose, for everybody that I've said that, but yeah, it's the first one I've ever turned around and says no, I wouldn't go and buy another one. And yet we've got the Hatsan AT-44, which has got more or less the same kind of mechanism, and it's got exactly the same magazines as this and everything else, and that shoots lovely, and that's strange, isn't it? But there you go. Thank you all for watching. That's been the test and review of the Hatsan Bullboss. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.